to the end to be able to answer as many questions as I can. I'll tell you about all the resources I have if this class was not enough for you. But I want to make sure I give you exactly what I promise you. Now, I want to introduce you to Jasmine before we get started. Because Jasmine was just like you, Milton, just like you, Barbara, just like you, Danisha, just like you, Eric. I have been looking for a way to dip my toe into investing, was actively looking for a program that would help me do that. I've seen other communities at triple the cost or more of Amplify. Amplify is my company, but I wasn't ready for that commitment. Attending an info session with Ashley, seeing her energy, listening to what she had to say, I was sold on me joining Amplify. I started in a passive income bootcamp, and after 6 weeks, I've got a portfolio and a plan for my future. I'm excited to see what else I learned with Amplify and to find other ways to work on securing my financial future. Now, the reason, Judy, that I put Jasmine on the screen is because she wanted to learn. She was looking for programs. She wanted to dip her toe. And I put this up here because this is important. I don't want you to dump all your money in this. I want you to decide and say, Ashley, I like this. This is for me. Ashley, this isn't for me. You're not putting all your money in investments, not on my watch. But I want you to know that it's okay if you're learning, you're seeking, and you're trying to determine what works best for you. Now, is it all right with you if I take 5 minutes to share with you my story? Comment yes in the chat. Is it all right with you if I share with you my story? Is it all right with you guys? Comment yes in the chat if it's all right if I share my story. Because again, I think it's important for you guys to know. So Sonia gave me a yes. Is Sonia repping for the whole group now? All right. Viola says yes. All right. I'm going to take a couple minutes so you know who I am. I think that's important. So my name is Ashley Marie Fox. I am the CEO and founder of a company called Amplify. Amplify is a fintech startup that is revolutionizing how adults and children learn how to build wealth. We are the Harvard of finance. You can Google my company, but it is the word empower and modify merged together. We also have our Wealth Builders community app, which is like the Netflix of finance. It is a membership-based platform with over 300 plus hours of financial education tools and resources that thousands of people all over the world have access to. You can find it in the App Store. You can find it in Google Play. But this is the platform that we've created to financially educate you. Now, the woman you're talking to today, I have created financial programs, courses, guides that have helped millions of people all over the world. I am a former Wall Street analyst where I worked with individuals who had at least $25 million. I worked with millionaires and billionaires all day for a certain part of my career, helping them stay wealthy. I've also been a financial advisor targeting low to moderate income individuals. How many of you know people who just don't make a lot of money? Couples who are doing their best, but they just don't have a lot. That's who I targeted, helping them invest, being their financial advisor to help them make financially educated decisions. For the past 15 years, I've had experience working with millionaires and billionaires. I've been in the homes of billionaires. I've been in the bank accounts of billionaires. I have been in prison systems teaching financial education. I have gone on television teaching 10-year-olds how to buy stock. I am the creator of generational wealth, and I am the recipient of generational wealth. There is no aspect of money that I have not seen or taught. So everything that I do and teach you guys is what I do and what I've experienced. I will not come here in front of you and act like I'm going to teach you something that I do not do myself. That's exactly why I don't teach trading, because I'm not a trader. So I think that's important for you to know. Now, I wasn't always this cool. This is me. I went to the best HBCU in the world, Howard University. I am a beautiful, phenomenal Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. And I started my career on Wall Street back in 2007. And I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2013. Now, while I was on Wall Street before I left, I was managing money for millionaires and billionaires. So I saw where they shopped, where they lived, where they traveled, how they avoided taxes, how they saved for their kids. I saw everything. Now, I only worked on Wall Street because I wanted the money, if I'm being honest. I like math. I like business. Howard had a great school of business. That's what I wanted to do. Back in 2006, 7, 8, like it wasn't sexy to go be an entrepreneur or to make money on the internet. I wanted to be on Wall Street. Now, when I would go back home to Philly in my early 20s, I was making 6 figures. So people thought I was rich. And I realized that we have no real thorough perception of what true wealth looks like in this country because we were never exposed to it. So when I would go home, people thought I was rich. But when I was on Wall Street, I was the lowest paid person on my floor. What I made in a year is what our clients paid in fees of their one mutual fund. Not to mention they had hundreds of them. So I realized that I was on the wrong end of the table. I got to a point in life where I felt like I hit a ceiling. Courtney, have you ever felt like I hit a ceiling? Have you ever felt like I'm here to do something more, but this ain't it? Have you ever felt like something else is out there for me? I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's time for me to go. And that's how I felt on Wall Street. I did what I said I wanted to do, but I knew I deserved more because I realized that for something we use every day, Tiffany, it is not taught in our school system. You should not have to major in finance or work on Wall Street to get exposed to what I got exposed to. So I ended up leaving my job July 12th, 2013. That was the last day I worked, and I decided to financially empower the world. Now, let me tell you this. I did not know how. I just knew why. And I knew that I was going to be the woman to do it. Now, here's what I realized when I left Wall Street. I had one of the best and highest paid jobs. But when I left, I was not the best with my money. Some of you have good jobs, but you know you're not good with your money. Some of you look great on paper like I did, but you don't have passive income. When I left my Wall Street job to become a full-time entrepreneur, remember, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew why I had to do it. I went from having $30,000 to $0 in a matter of months. I got kicked out my Harlem apartment. I had maxed out credit cards. I had negative bank accounts, and I had to move back to Philly, my hometown, to sleep on my parents' couch because I had nothing. I was making thousands of dollars in my investments, and what most people don't know is when I got kicked out my apartment, that $30,000 I had, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't in a savings account. Because one of the biggest things I learned with working with wealthy people, they don't just leave money sitting in a bank. They invest it. They understand the value of their dollar is decreasing every single day, so they have to put their money to work. So that's exactly what I did. I started buying stocks because I saw rich people do it. I don't read finance books. I think they are boring. I did not come from money. My parents didn't buy their first stocks until I opened their accounts. So I learned from rich people. For me, success leaves clues. I just follow the blueprint. You don't have to convince me of something that I know I deserve. I want to learn how you did it. So I ended up selling my investments till I had nothing left. So as we start to talk about the stock market, yes, you have to retire. Yes, you got to set money aside. But what do you want now? Because my stocks are the reason I'm even here to talk to you about this topic. My stocks are the reason Amplify exists because my stocks helped fund my business. You have to start thinking about, yes, we got to retire, but how can we use our investments to take vacations? How can we use our investments to pay down our debt? How can we use our investments to buy us our next house? How can we use our investments just to go do what we want, when we want, how we want it? Yes, we're supposed to save and do all great, but what do you want? Comment in the chat right now. If you were in a position to have an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, what do you want? Where are you going? What are you doing? We have to get out of this mindset that, yes, I go to work, I make money. No, because that is having a fixed mindset. We need to have a growth mindset. Who are you going to become? What are you going to create? And how is your money going to multiply? So I want you guys to understand that investing can start your journey to financial freedom, right? Jessica says, I'm outside. Listen, it can start. Am I telling you to quit your job? No. Am I telling you that it's wrong to have a job? Absolutely not. But you cannot save or work your way to wealth. You can't just save, go to college, buy a house, and think you're going to be financially set. It's so much more to that. I also realize we all deserve to be the wealthy client. I don't care what you look like, where you are from. Wealth doesn't have a color, Barbara. Therefore, it looks like me and you, Miss Bird. I also realized that spending money and looking good has nothing to do with creating passive income. I had money, ladies and gentlemen. I lost money, ladies and gentlemen, and I still didn't have passive income. I worked with billionaires. I had investments, but did I have a dividend-focused strategy? Did I have passive income that could live on over and over and over as I struggled as an entrepreneur? So fast forward 2024, I moved out my parents' house. I live in my dream apartment in Atlanta, Georgia. I travel the world. This is me in Paris, in Australia, Peru. I booked a one-way ticket to Paris a few summers ago, and I lived off my stocks. Paris is my dream everything. And every year, my stocks fund my trip. Comment in the chat right now. AJ says he's headed to retire. AJ, I'm not sure if you're a guy or a girl, but AJ says I'm retiring to the Bahamas. Where are you traveling to? Because if my stocks can take me to Paris, where do you want your stocks to take you? Because I've been kicked out of some places before. I've had bad credit. I've ignored bill collectors. I've lost a lot, and I would do it again because I know it's all worth it. But I know and got exposed to what true money looks like. I'm seeing St. Kitts, Fiji, Africa. Give me some specifics. Where in Africa? Antigua, Italy. Audrey, give me some more Africa where? Come on, tell me where. I drive my dream car. I'm a former writer for Essence, Black Enterprise, and Forbes. I'm an international speaker. This is me being recognized in Bermuda, teaching the same exact topic we're talking about right now, ladies and gentlemen. I was named one of the top voices in finance. Inc. magazine featured myself and our my company Amplify inside their magazine. I was just recently featured in Afrotech, and literally just the other day we were highlighted on Bloomberg. And I'm gonna stick here for a second because I don't know if you know who Bloomberg is, but Bloomberg is 10 blocks up from where I used to work on Wall Street. Bloomberg is one of the biggest financial platforms in the world, and we're on there talking about making investing education accessible for all. Literally, I used to watch this channel as I worked with our rich clients, and now we're talking about bringing this information to the everyday person. This is me recently on the local news. Some of you might have found me on TikTok. They put me on the news for teaching on TikTok. This is me with my students. We took them down Wall Street. So we've created programs in middle schools, high schools, as well as colleges. We've partnered with over 100 different companies, from TD Bank to Amazon to Vanguard to Nielsen, Accenture, Wells Fargo. This is literally our conference last year. We're having another one literally in less than 2 weeks with a lot of our graduates who are building their passive income portfolios. So the woman you're talking to, ladies and gentlemen, I've made over $1 million running my dream company. I've also helped over 1 million people across the world with our financial education classes, tools, and resources. I've also helped over 5,000 people become first-time investors. I have literally had no money, and I've seen millions of dollars. And I've lost money, and I've made money. I've been kicked out of places. There is no aspect of money that I have not seen. The only thing I'm missing, ladies and gentlemen, is that billionaire status, but I know it's coming. So I want you to understand, if you feel like you're behind, I know what that feels like. If you feel like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, I understand, but tell Peter and Paul they got to sit down during this class. I've been featured a bunch of places, so I want you to know there is no amount of money that you can pay me to stop doing what I do. Because I promise you, you will not find another beautiful Black woman with my resume, with my experience, with my passion, with my heart, who can deliver the way I can deliver. So those of you who don't know who Ashley Fox is, this is who I am. This is me on the left, working at one of the biggest banks in the world, making over $5,500 a month. But the woman on the right is looking a little bit more shiny, ladies and gentlemen, who's made over $1 million in a month. I'm trying to get to $1 million in a day. I haven't done that yet. But the same woman, different mindset. You have to start thinking different if you want to create different. If you're so busy talking about what you don't have, guess what you won't have? If you're so busy focusing on bills, guess what you're always going to have? Bills. You have to start thinking and becoming the person who has $10,000 of passive income coming in every month, because you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. Right now, if I looked at your bank account, Jessica, Katrina, Yvette, Audrey, Gary, Shantae, if I looked at your bank account right now, I know that it is a reflection of your thought process. Your bank account grows when you grow. The question is, how many of you stopped growing? How many of you are turning off the television and picking up a book? How many of you are investing in yourself and surrounding yourself around like-minded people? So over the past 15 years of me being in finance, I've also learned you can't work your way to financial freedom. You can't. How many of us know people that work really hard, but don't have a lot of money? How many of you know people that work really hard, have a degree, bought a home, but they're still not financially set? Because that's not the only way to make sure you're good financially, to make sure you're set, to make sure your kids are set. I also realize that spending money guarantees you're going to decrease your net worth. And spending money without growing the money, you'll always decrease your net worth. Your money needs to work for you if you plan on being financially independent. And yes, you're going to have to work. I work every single day. Every day. But I also have some accounts that are working for me. So I'm not telling you to quit your job. You will never hear me say that, because I tell you one thing is the hardest thing I ever had to do was to build a business. I'm in too deep and I know too much to go back. So I'm stuck. If you would have told me I would go through what I go through now, I probably might not have left Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen, because that was in 2012. You know how long I had to struggle, how confused I was. You know how confused I am today? So it's all about perception. How are you looking at your life, your money, and your opportunities? So when it comes to me and investing, I learned from the rich people. I did what they did. I bought what they bought. I got the accounts that they got. But here's how I learned about what a dividend was. It wasn't even from the rich clients. It was from their rich kids, the trust fund babies. I remember looking in their portfolio and I saw they were getting passive income and I had no idea where it was coming from because their portfolio was barely moving, but they were constantly getting passive income. And that's when I learned what a dividend was. I bought my first stock when I was on Wall Street in 2011. And I did it because I saw rich people do it. And when it comes to investing for me, this is my goal. I just want $10,000 a month passively, utilizing my REITs and my dividend stocks. That's it. That's it. I'm going to run my business. I'm selling them for over $1 billion. Now, listen, it's going down. But I still want these other companies working for me too. And that's what happens when you are part owner of a company that is publicly traded. Now, I don't know where anybody, a parent here, comment parent. If you have a child in your life, a grandchild, a godchild, a niece, a nephew, someone that you love, that you want to make sure you take care of. I have a 7-year-old niece. I am a TT. I am not a mommy. But this little girl will be paid for the rest of her life. This little girl is a trust fund baby. So I see Lauren, Angie, who else? Margaret, Fifi, I see you. Who else we got? Swansea, Tiffany. I see all of you are parents. While you may doubt yourself financially, we can't doubt for our children. You know that you pass that down, right? For her, she's going to have $1 million portfolio by the time she's 18. She's only 7, and I'm building every month. But I want to get her to $3,000 a month by the time she's 16. Not because it's coming out of my account, but because it's coming out of her investment account. So as we start to talk about how we do this, ladies and gentlemen, we want to do this for our kids. So when you walk out and you take Anastasia, when you walk out and you're taking this information for you, you open those accounts for your kids. Because when my niece was born, I started with $35. And I $35 my way to thousands of dollars for this girl. And as I made more, I invested more. So you can't be afraid to start small. If you have at least $20 to invest right now, you're in the right class. Now, how many of you ever heard of these companies? Pepsi. Comment in the chat on the screen right now. Which companies have you guys heard of? How many of you have heard of Pepsi, AT&T, Exxon, McDonald's, right? Have you ever heard it? How many of you ever heard of these companies? Comment the name of comment the company you've heard of. Matt Jessica says, oh, matter of fact, comment the company that gets your money. That has some comment in the chat right now if you've given one of these companies or used their product or service in the past 60 days. I'm seeing a lot of people say, you know, all these companies. Did you know that all these companies pay dividends? Did you know that all of these companies pay dividends? They take some of their money after you use their products and service, Yvette, because I know you like to go to McDonald's. Crystal, after you use Pepsi products, right? After you use their products and services and they make money off of your existence, Wanda, do you know they take a portion of the money they make and they give it back to people? And I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars they're giving to people every year. Not just $1 million. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Some companies even give out billions. Now, how many of you ever shopped at Target? Comment Target in the chat if you are a loyal Target customer. Comment Target in the chat if you are a loyal Target customer. Be honest. We are vulnerable, honest, laying it out on the table. Do you know that Target in 2008 during the recession was $39? 2021, the height of the pandemic, Target was $260. Right now, Target is around $150. Price has dropped since 2021. Of course, we're in a recession, high interest rates. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Depending on who gets in office, depending on how the Fed moves these interest rates, you know, Target's been paying dividends for over 50 years. Remember, the dividend, the extra money, the extra money. How many of you are loyal customers at Target? Do you know that while we brag on the internet about shopping at Target or going into Target about one thing, we leave out with everything? Do you know that they have investors that they give extra income to just because they are an investor? Target, ladies and gentlemen. So during this class, because we're about to lock in now, I'm going to provide you 5 key steps needed to start building passive income by using dividend paying investments. I'm going to walk you through how you can generate consistent cash flow. And then I'll explain after I give you everything from how to invest, what it is you need to do, how it needs to be done. I'll then explain all the resources. I told you I run an entire company called Amplify, ladies and gentlemen. Google it right now. I have an entire app in the App Store with thousands of people in it. I'll tell you about all the classes and resources if you want to learn more. But right now, before I even get in all that, I'll talk about that later. I need you to understand how this process works and dig deep into how you can build passive income, okay? Now, I also want to make note. This class is for educational purposes only. All the examples that I give, I am not making recommendations, Gabriel. I'm not telling you to go buy everything. I'm not telling you that. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm here to educate you. I want to teach you how to fish, Shirley. I want to show you how to get it done so you're never dependent on me, okay? So I'm going to use tons of examples, but I want to make sure you know that I'm not telling you what to buy or giving you advice on what you need to invest in. No, I'm using examples to make you understand, okay? Now, recap for those of you just tuning in. Here's how we're going to go. We're going to cover a topic that the everyday person can do, an everyday topic that can help build you passive income over time. You're not getting rich quick in this class. It ain't happening. But we will talk about dividend stocks, and I'm going to touch on some REITs too. They build passive income. We talked about who Ashley Fox is. Comment yes in the chat. Do we all know who Ashley is? Do we all know my story? Do we all know my credentials? Google Ashley Fox Amplify. You can look up my articles. They're all over the internet, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Throughout the presentation and everything we go through, I'll introduce you to students so you can hear from people, not just me. Okay? I think that's important. By the end of the class, you will know how to invest, how to start, and how you can make passive income. All right? Now, after that's over, because I'm guaranteeing you I'm going to over-deliver as long as you stay until the end. I'm going to walk you through it because I don't want you to miss everything. And every step I go through is important. It builds upon each other. After that, if you guys still have questions, I know you probably are, but I've taught this to 10,000 people in literally the past 90 days. If you still have questions, I will talk about my app. I will talk about everything that I offer if you want additional resources. I'll do that at the end. But as long as you lock in with me, I'm going to give you everything you need, all right? Now, take 1 minute right now. Share this class with 2 people, especially those of you who just joined. We're about to get into the 5 steps. Share this class with 2 people, 2 parents you know that need help, two of your colleagues, 2 of your friends, 2 individuals you know who need to get their life together, but they're still playing around. They need somebody else to put fire under their heart because they're not listening to you. Right now, share this class with 2 people and comment the word share. Take a minute. Share this class on Instagram. Share this class on YouTube, LinkedIn. Forward the text, forward the email, and say you need to be in here right now. Comment the word share so I know you actually shared it so that I know that it's real. We're about to get started. Are we ready? Are we ready? Comment, let's go. Are we ready to get started? Are we ready to get started? All right, we ready? Let's do this. I'm seeing ready in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing let's go in the chat. All right, let's do it. Number 1. In order to easily build a dividend portfolio, an easy way to do it is to open a brokerage account. Now, a brokerage account is the account that is used to connect the buyer of an investment to the seller. That's it. Can you invest in dividend paying investments in other accounts? Yes, but there will probably be a limitation on how much you have to put in and when you can touch it. With a brokerage account, you can put as little or as much as you want to. You can take it out whenever you want to without any fees or penalties. Okay? So that's why I'm recommending a brokerage account so that you can take it out. Remember when I said I got kicked out of my apartment in Harlem when I first left Wall Street? I sold my stocks. If my money was locked away while I was on the verge of eviction, I wouldn't have been able to get to my money, or I would have had to pay all these fees. So I want you to understand the easiest way to do this, to make as much as you want, to take it out when you want, to put in what you want, is to use a brokerage account. Now, how much is required to open a brokerage account? $0, Kenneth. $0, Dorothy. Here are the accounts. Take a picture of this slide. I'm going to leave it up here for a second. That the students that I've taught that have graduated our passive income bootcamp, so that's a dividend program that I have in our app. These are the accounts that they use. There you go, Barbara. It's right on the screen for you. Now, if you see an account, a company that you use that's not up here, it doesn't mean that it's a bad company, okay? They all do the same thing. It's like cars. They all are cars, but not everybody likes Mercedes. Not everybody likes Toyota. Not everybody likes Honda. Everybody's different. They all have four wheels that get you from point A to point B. A brokerage account's job is to get you to invest, to buy and sell investments. That's it. So, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and Vanguard. Those are the top four that I've seen our members who have graduated our passive income bootcamp. Those are the accounts that I see them use. And here's why I put those top four. Because as you start to learn more, you will realize that Charles Schwab has a phenomenal passive income manager that the new apps don't have. You will see that Fidelity makes it easily accessible for you to buy fractional shares if you don't have a lot of money. You will see that Vanguard is probably the oldest financial institution that is a brokerage firm that exists. We're talking about companies that have been around for 30, 40, 50 plus years. I come from a Wall Street background. The new apps have changed the game, but they are just that, ladies and gentlemen, new. I like the companies that have been doing this for a while. I like the companies that have all the bells and whistles and the features that I need to effectively hit my passive income goal, to make it simple, to make it easy. Now, if you are not from America, these are the accounts that I would recommend. First, go with Interactive Brokers. If you live in Africa, the UK, we have members from Australia inside of our app that have graduated this boot camp. We have members in Africa. Interactive Brokers is my first go-to. This is what our students are using. DeGiro is second. So can you invest in the things we talk about today if you don't live in America? Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying the other companies are bad, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you, I have a preference to work with the seasoned companies. Why? Because they have my money. Why? Because they don't break. Why? Because they've been doing this for a long time. Why? Because they've lived through tons of recessions. I like where my money is, I like it secure. I like to know the company is strong, it's been around. I know what it feels like to run a business for 5, 6, 7 years. I'm still trying to figure it out. I need the old seasoned boys, the grandparents that have been sitting on the porch because they done lived some life to give you some advice, okay? Now, how do you open these accounts? You simply go to their website. You go to their website. You don't have to walk to the bank. You go to the website. All these companies have apps you can use, so you can invest from your phone, okay? Now, to open an account, you just need your social security number, your date of birth, your banking information, your address. Simple information you need to open a normal bank account. It takes less than 5 minutes. You just go to the company's website and you want to open an individual brokerage account. Individual brokerage account. And then you can download the app. They all have apps. Okay? Now, those of you who have children, To invest for your children, you need a custodial account. It's called an UGMA or UTMA account, okay? The same way you open an account for you is the same way you open an account for a child, except you are in charge of the account until they're 18. So your information goes on there, and so does the child. So, for example, my 7-year-old niece. The account is in my niece's name, but I'm the custodian. Now, I put the money in, I invest for her, but it's her money under her social security number. So she can get access to it when she's over 18. But I don't want to wait till she's 18 to invest, because I would have wished somebody would invest it for me at 7 years old, so I wouldn't have to take out all that money to go to college and take out student loans, be paying student loans for years, okay? So I encourage you, when you open your account, you can use the same company and open an account for the children in your life. You can start with $10. You could a whole lot of $10 when you're 7 years old until you turn 18 is a whole lot of money, especially when it's invested and especially when you're getting paid dividends, okay? Number 2, wait, let's take a step back. Are we clear? How do we invest? Tell me, what account do you need to start investing? How do you invest? Comment in the chat now. I want to make sure everybody's crystal clear. No, I don't want you to ask, how do I buy a stock, right? Comment in the chat. How do you invest in a dividend stock? What's the account that you use? Okay, I'm seeing a brokerage. Okay, all right, just making sure you're listening. I'm testing you, Ashley. I'm testing you, Tony. All right, number 2, before you start investing, learn how the stock market works. Some of you listen to people on the internet, and some of you might have listened to me on the internet, just got an account and bought what you saw me talk about on the internet. Let me tell you one thing about me. I'm an educator. I'm not your financial advisor. My job is to make it simple. My job is to translate Wall Street knowledge so that the everyday person can understand it. You can't just go buying something somebody talked about on the internet because they make it sound good. Now, it might be good for them. But let me tell you something, Steph. Let me tell you something, Dana. I'm 35 years old. I done been kicked out of places. I done lost everything. I done made money. I done lost money. I done been everywhere. I done lived in Paris on an eat, pray, love trip before. I do what I want when I want, and I operate off of my spirit. Some of you have actual children you have to take care of. So my risk tolerance might not be the same as you, Yolanda or James. My risk, I don't have kids. I've lost everything for let me put it into perspective. I have been willing to lose everything to create a company to serve the world of people that don't know me and that would never do the same thing for me. I'm crazy. I am the crazy entrepreneur who follows her heart because I actually believe I'm going to change the world. I'm willing to lose everything and I'll do it again. Some of you don't. Some of you can't get kicked out your place, right? So the point I'm making is what I'm willing to tolerate might not be the same for you, Chandra. Might not be the same for you, Denise. So it is important before you buy anything, you have to know how the stock market works. This is your money, not my money. So I want to cover key things you need to know about the stock market. First thing is, I always like to say a stock is like a box of pizza. The pizza box, the pizza company, is the company you invest in. The slices are the shares of the company you own. That's it. You can own 1 share, 2 share, 2 million shares. The more shares or slices you have, the more you own a piece of that company. That's how it works. Each slice has a price. So when you pull up a stock chart, that's the price. You can buy multiple shares. Okay? I just want to make that clear. So when you buy a stock, you're not buying a price. You are becoming part owner of a business. A business. Now, you don't have to start the business, but you can get a piece of somebody else's business. Now, I also like to compare stocks to sneakers. Sneakers, when everybody wants them, the price rises. Think about like Jordans or Yeezys, right? Or like just popular sneakers. The price rises when they're in demand. So when everyone is buying, the price goes up. But think about what they do with the corny sneakers in a sneaker store. When no one wants it, the sneakers go on sale. So when everyone is selling a stock, it drives the price down. And they're selling and or buying because of their belief in that business. Their belief is attached to their goals, but it's also attached to their emotions. And so think about my company, Amplify. You can't invest in my company, Amplify, because we're a private company. But if you owned a piece of my company, you can't touch my company. You can touch the building we're in. You can touch me as a CEO, but you can't touch a company. It's called equity. It's ownership in an asset that has the ability to grow over time. Now, I want to compare how you buy a stock to like real estate. You, Yolanda, have the cash, right? You open your brokerage account. You transfer the money into your brokerage account. So you would, from your checking, your existing account, you would transfer money into your brokerage, right? You connect them because you can't buy a stock with a checking account. You can transfer money from a checking account into your brokerage account, and you use that money to buy. You then go in your brokerage account and you tell your brokerage account, I want to own X number of shares. Remember the slices of this company. In exchange for the value, so every share has a price, you will get ownership in that company. So you'll own 1 share, 2 share, however many shares you buy. That stock can move in value. I want you to know that assets move, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you own homes right now. Your home value changes every day. It's an asset. Now, you might not get it appraised every day. It's not traded on a stock market every day, but the value of your asset can go up and down. Now, as long as you hold that stock, you own a piece of that company. It is not until you sell it that it turns to cash. So look at like a house. You have the buyer of the house. You buy the house. In exchange, they get the cash. You get the house. You hold the house for as long as you want to. It is not until you sell the house that you get the cash back. So it is possible that so I'll give you, for me, I held my stocks. I didn't sell my stocks until I really went to Paris in 2021. There were stocks that I held for 8-9 years, and I never sold it. And I made a bunch of money because the value of it increased. Didn't pay no taxes on it because you only pay tax when you sell at a gain. You don't pay taxes. You don't pay taxes on the stock until you sell it. But when you sell it, you no longer own the asset. You follow me here? Comment clear in the chat. Are we clear? You take the money, you transfer to your brokerage account. You tell your brokerage account what you want to buy. In exchange for the cash, they give you part ownership. They give you a number of shares of the company that you choose to buy. It's not until you sell the stock that you get the cash back. So remember when I told you I got kicked out of my apartment? I needed cash. I had stocks, but I had no cash. So I sold my stocks instantly because you can sell a stock in a second. It takes long to buy a house. It takes long to sell a house. It takes seconds to buy a stock, and it takes seconds to sell it. So just in case you need the money, you can sell it. So I sold my stocks and I got the cash, and that's how I built my company, Amplify. Now, number 3, start to invest in profitable companies you know, you use, and you believe in. Okay? Stop trying to buy these random companies you just see people talking about. You don't have to buy everything in the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. You need a good 5 players. You need 5 players on a court to win a championship in a basketball game. Some of you buying football teams don't even know the players on your court or on your field in this case. You don't need a bunch of companies. So I need everybody to make a list. That goes for you, Kia, Robin, AJ, Yasmin, Gabriel, Judy. Make a list. Look at this screen. Outline all the companies you use this morning. Outline them. All the companies you use this morning. What essential companies can't you live without? List out what you do for entertainment. But when you do it, list the company who benefits. So let's walk through my day. And I want you to write this down. I told you to get your notebooks out. Write this down. I woke up today. I picked up my cell phone. That is Apple. It works because I pay Verizon. I checked my email, Google. I checked my bank account, Bank of America. I got up. I put on my Nike workout outfit because I was going to the gym with my Nike shoes. I brushed my teeth with Tom's. That's Amazon. That's Whole Foods. That's Amazon. I grabbed a Life water, which is owned by Pepsi. I worked out, came back upstairs, got dressed, put on another Nike outfit that I wore today, got in my car, which is a Mercedes, pumped gas at Chevron. Just right there, I named at least 10 companies. 10. I forgot to say, I got my socks from Amazon too. Got on Instagram, owned by Meta. I got on my computer, I used Microsoft. Typed in, I used Google today. Google. I ate some fish, rice, and spinach. That was from Whole Foods. That's Amazon. Just my mere existence makes a billionaire a billionaire. Do you understand, Karen? The fact that you exist are the reason companies make money. All I'm saying is, of the companies you listed, how many of you own a piece of those companies? Because they exist because you use them. Think about it. So when I tell you to start thinking about what to invest in, you don't have to go near or far. Just the companies I named, 4 out of 5 of them are the biggest companies in America. Literally, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta. I missed NVIDIA. And it's what's crazy. I drive a Mercedes, NVIDIA. My computer has NVIDIA right on here. So technically, every day I'm using the biggest five companies in this country. And guess what? Apple, Microsoft, Google, they all pay dividends. All of them do. All of them. So don't sit here and tell me you don't know what to buy. And I'm pretty sure I saw Mark put Apple. I'm pretty sure you Apple users aren't about to go to Samsung. And you Samsung users aren't about to go get an iPhone. You're loyal to the brand. Guess what? We're talking about trillion-dollar businesses. The question is, why do I have to convince you to invest in a trillion-dollar business, but you're okay with spending thousands of dollars on them? Because I am that girl who gets all the new iPhones, and I will gladly say it. For example, Procter & Gamble. This is what they call a boring consumer staple. They make practically everything. It's them and Unilever. Boring companies. We're talking about Bounty, Pampers, Charmin, Febreze, Downy, Gillette, Crest, Dawn. Some of you already use these products. You know they pay dividends. And again, I'm not saying to buy them. But I'm telling you, every day you're touching a company that you can buy stock in. Now, there's something called a dividend aristocrat. These are companies that have been paying dividends for over 25 years. They've never missed a payment, and every year they increase their dividend. Imagine getting paid, LaShonda and Teresa. Imagine getting paid every year, right? Well, every 90 days, because these companies pay every 90 days. And every year they just give you a raise. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to work at the company. You don't have to shop at the company. You don't have to do anything. As long as you are on record that you own stock in that company, you're getting a piece of the pie. Exxon, Target, Walmart, Coca-Cola, IBM, Procter & Gamble. All these companies have been paying dividends for over 25 years. Imagine if Amplify existed 25 years ago. I was 10 back then. I wasn't ready for you. You weren't ready for me. But here's what I want you to know. Talia and Elisa, you shouldn't have to wait another 25 years to find out this information. Number 4, invest in dividend-paying investments that can consistently consistently pay you high dividends. Now, this is important. We're getting a little bit technical here, so follow me. A dividend is key to financial independence because it's like you're owning an income stream. Now, I forgot to tell you this disclaimer in the beginning. Dividend stocks are boring. Okay, write boring in the chat because I need to be as transparent and honest as possible. Dividend stocks are boring. They are not your sexy companies that are giving you 100%. They are not the ideal stock that everyone's trading all day, every day and making all this money. Dividend stocks are boring. Why? Because you buy, collect, repeat. That's all you do. You buy the stock, you collect dividends, and you just buy more. The more shares you buy, the more income you get. Now, are you going to buy one dividend stock and buy a couple shares and be rich? No. I told you you're not going to get rich quick. But let me tell you this, Robert. People retire off of dividend stocks. You don't retire from a savings account. And let me explain why. I'm going to tell you one thing. After this election, I don't care who's in office, your savings account interest rates are going to drop. You can't depend on your interest rate from your savings account throughout your whole retirement because your savings account is dictated by the economy. As the economy gets better, your interest rate on your savings account goes down. As the economy gets better, guess what goes up? The stock market. So when we start to think about reliable income, consistency, where you don't have to question, oh, am I going to get paid? The check's clear because companies do everything in their power to make sure that you get paid. Because if a company stops paying their dividends, all hell breaks loose. It will be in the news. It is not a good look if a company stops paying dividends. And let me explain. A dividend is a payment to investors that come from the company's profit. So the company makes money. They pay their bills. Then what's left over, they pay you. Think about it. If a company cuts the dividend, they cut the cash flow to you, why would a company do that? Talk to me, Barbara. Who else we got here? Talk to me, LaShonda. Talk to me, Fifi. Talk to me, Arlene. Why would a company cut their dividend? Follow me. They make the money. You give them your money when you buy their products and services. They pay their bills. The money left over, the profits they give you, the profits they get, they give a piece of that to you. There are companies that give out 50, 60% of their dividends, of their profit to you. There you go, Tony. All of you saying that they go bankrupt. No. It's if their profits drop. If something drastically changed in how they make money or the money they make. Because if they pay you less, that means they had to make less. Which is why, if I go back, number 4 is invest in consistently high dividend companies. Invest in the last one is consistent profitable companies. So you want a company that's always making money. Now, let me tell you why else dividend stocks are boring. I'm seeing Cynthia tell me they're beautiful. I'm being honest. They're boring. You take this class compared to what you see on the internet, this is boring. It's people trading, making thousands of dollars. They're killing it. And that's fine. That's fine. How you choose to invest is up to you. My job is to show you belong in a restaurant, eat whatever food at that buffet you want to eat. I don't care. Eat what you want, but you better recognize you deserve to be at that table. How you choose to invest is up to you. This is just a strategy. I've taught REITs. I've taught growth stocks. We're about to have our options boot camp come out on our app. We got a lot of stuff coming. This is just a topic I want to teach you guys. Now, companies. Now think about the companies that have to be profitable to be dependable. So let's take my company, Amplify. We can make a lot of money. And guess what I do? I take all of our money and I put it back into the business to make the company get bigger. I don't like leaving extra money on the table. I want to take all the money we make and put it back into the company to make the company bigger. Dividend stocks aren't like that anymore. You will typically find that the top dividend stocks are the top companies in their industry. They're not the new companies that just are out trying to figure it out, or the companies that are killing it right now. They're boring. They're typically the number 1, 2 company in their industry. Now, when the company pays a dividend, they give a piece of their profit to you. Here's how it works. Every company, I don't do this. I want to make this clear because people think I pay dividends. I don't give you the money for the dividends, right? Every company you own has their own dividend schedule. If the company pays, you're either going to get paid every month or every quarter, depending on the company. If the company pays you every quarter, every company has its own date for when they pay you. So it's possible you could own 3 companies and they pay you every 90 days, but one company pays in January, but the other one pays in February, and the other one pays in March. The companies also set how much money they pay you. I don't dictate it. We're going to talk about numbers in a second, but I want to make it clear. Every company sets their own dividend payments. Every company sets how much you're going to get per share. But here's one more thing. I'm gonna keep going. Dividend stocks are boring. So because they're boring, they know their stock price is not about to give you crazy gains. You're probably not going to get a 50-60% return unless you buy the dividend stock or REIT in a down market, right? Like I have REITs that are up like 40% because I bought them when the market tanked. Typically, dividend stocks and REITs, you don't buy them to trade them. You buy them to hold them. Because the longer you hold them, the more money you're going to get, because every time you own a share, you can get paid for the rest of your life as long as they're paying that dividend and as long as you hold the stock. So because the companies are not growing fast, they said, all right, investors, all right, Cynthia, all right, LaShonda, all right, Cammie, I'm not going to grow in price a lot for you. So in exchange, I'm going to just share my cash flow with you. So look at a dividend stock like buying a property in the suburbs with a good tenant. The value of the house is not about to go up compared to an up and coming neighborhood, right? Like there are some homes in Philadelphia, North Philly, that was the hood, that value shot up because it was a gentrified neighborhood. Think of dividend stocks like buying a stock in the suburbs with a good tenant that's reliable. The price of the house isn't going to grow fast. It might grow some, but you can depend on the income. So when you decide what investments you make, you have to get clear on your strategy. Do you value price growth more than you value consistent income? Some of you may say, Ashley, dividends don't really produce a lot for me. I understand. Some of you may say, Ashley, I'm not really with the ups and downs. I want to be as consistent as possible. I'm older, Ashley. I want reliable income. I don't want to go up, down. But it depends. It depends. You can pick and choose. Now, take a picture of this slide here. Dividends are paid through different types of investments. You can buy dividend stocks, so they're your established companies. You can buy mutual funds, which are typically in your 401ks, 403bs, 457s, IRAs. No, well, your IRAs can have mutual funds or stocks. Let me correct myself. But your employee retirement accounts, there's a 99% chance you have some mutual funds in there. Mutual funds are groups of stocks and investments put together. And you pay a fee because someone's actively managing. So they're picking the stocks for you. And the stocks they pick, there's a bunch of different stocks that pay dividends. So instead of buying one company, you can have multiple, right? Then you have ETFs. ETFs are a bundle of stocks, but for one price. So it's like you're getting a 10-for-1 deal or something like that. and they're traded on the stock market. So you can buy a dividend paying ETF. You can own a dividend paying mutual fund. And then you have REITs. REITs are real estate investment trusts, where you are investing in a real estate company that owns, operates, and manages commercial real estate. So you're buying a company that has a portfolio of commercial properties. When people buy commercial properties, they're not trying to flip the property. They want to put tenants in it and they collect income. REITs collect income and they pay you. I'll talk about that in a second. So take a picture of the side, because you don't just have to buy stocks to get dividends. You can invest in ETFs, where instead of buying one, you can buy a bundle of investments. Same thing with mutual funds. And then REITs are a way you can get into real estate and build passive income. Okay. Now here's how you know if your company pays a dividend. If when you pull up the stock chart, there's a percent at the bottom, that's how you know they pay a dividend. Write this down, Lorna. Write this down, Steph. Write this down, Sonia. Write this down, LaShonda, Will, Dana, Fatisha. 4 to 17%. That is your threshold. I wouldn't really buy a dividend stock if they're giving you less than 4%. You can put your money in a savings account. Ain't no point. You might be able to get some REITs that are paying 15, 16, 17%. It's called a dividend yield. So the percent of that stock price, that is what you're going to get every year. So for example, if it costs $100 and that yield at the bottom says 10, that means you're going to get 10% of $100, $10 every year for every share you own. So just remember that. The percent, if there's no percent at the bottom of the chart, it does not pay a dividend. Meaning when you buy that stock, you're not getting the extra cash flow. If it does, that means you are. Now, here's an example of Verizon, right? Verizon right now is around $40, $45. At the bottom of that chart, you see that 6.45 that I circled? Verizon pays 6.45% in dividends. So if you invest $41, you're going to get 6.45 that year. And it's going to come in income. And that money will get deposited in your brokerage account. Cash. Straight cash for you. Okay? Now, let's talk numbers. Check-in time. Check-in time. Are we learning something? Comment yes and no. I want to make sure I'm not going too fast. Check-in time. Are we learning something? Are the pieces coming together? Because I'm about to talk about numbers now. I'm a numbers girl. I like to know numbers. Are we learning something? Are we learning something? Are the pieces coming together? All right, Karima says yes. Sabrina says yes. Audrey. Okay, cool. Let's talk numbers now. Now, remember, you can buy a half of a share. You can buy 1 share. You can buy 10,000 shares. I don't care how many shares you buy. All I'm telling you is, while you put your money in the savings account, they're taking that money and they're loaning it. They're making money off your money. So you might as well make money off your money too. Buy something. Either going to start your business or invest in somebody else's businesses, and or do both. I'm just using Verizon as an example. Verizon is $41, around $41 right now. They're giving you 6.45%. If you buy 100 shares of Verizon, 100 times 41.27, you're spending about $4,100. You can do that in your brokerage account. Every share you own of Verizon, they're going to give you 6.45%. So if you invest $4,100 in Verizon, you're getting $268 every year, which is $22 a month or $67 every quarter. That's it, right? Now, my question is, if you put $4,000 in your savings account, how much are they giving you? How much are they giving you now, tomorrow, a year from now, 2 years from now? How much are they giving you? And whatever they're giving you, I don't care what bank you use, I promise you, when the Fed lowers interest rates, which they already said they're going to do, your savings account is going, Audrey says 0.03%. Now let's do another example. Let's say you buy 10,000 shares of Verizon. That means you invested $412,000. Now you don't have to do that right now. You can build. So Denise, what if you got to a portfolio that you built over time? Remember I said you're not getting rich quick. It takes time to build. But when it's built, ladies and gentlemen, the checks clear every time. You can live off of dividends throughout your entire retirement. Now, that's $26,000 a year, almost 27. That's $2,200 a month. That's like you buying a house for $400,000 and you paying $2,200 on a mortgage. It don't matter. Except you don't have to borrow money from the bank. Except you don't have to work at Verizon. Except you don't even have to use Verizon. All you need to do is own Verizon, and Verizon will distribute your income because you are on record for owning their stock. How many of you could utilize an extra $27,000 this year? How many of you can utilize an extra $2,200 this month? Extra. You don't. Now, granted, you can still live your life. You can still have your job. You can do what you want. But how many of you, let's say it takes you 10 years to get to a $400,000 portfolio to get $2,200 for the rest of your life. How many of you have been working for 10 years and still don't have $2,200 coming in every single month without you having to go to work every day? How many of you have been working for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and still don't have $2,200 coming in every month for the rest of your life without having to work for it? So somebody just said not many of us have $4,000. Good, because Verizon's $41, not $4,000. Good. I'm not telling you gotta have 4,000. I put a stock up here that's 41. Comment yes in the chat if you got $41 right now. Comment yes in the chat if you spend more than $41 on Amazon, one of the largest companies in America, but you won't invest $41. Good. You don't need 4,000. You don't need 412,000. You need $41. 41. And even if you don't have 41, could it take you a couple months to get it? You know who pays Verizon? I do. Here's how I think. What if my dividends from Verizon pay my cell phone bill to Verizon? What if your dividends paid your bills? And this is nothing towards the person who said that. Stop telling me what you don't have. Isn't the point of coming to the class so we can talk about what you can create? So many of you, I don't have this, I don't have this. That's exactly why our community will always never have, because that's all we focus on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about what you do have. That's why I created my company, Amplify, because in order to talk to my team on Wall Street, you needed $25 million. $25 million. Now I teach classes where you need $25. And we still complaining. I don't have $25 million. I can't do it. Oh, $25 is not a lot of money. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. What do you want me to do? We're so busy talking about what we don't have. Let's talk about what you're grateful for. Let's talk about the fact that you're here living and breathing and actually get access to financial education, because if you met me 10 years ago, this didn't even exist. So let's talk about what we can do. Everybody right now comment in the chat, how much can you invest today? And you better at least put $10. Tell me what you can do. Because you know what? A whole lot of you know what? $41 is not even a lot of money, right? But I would gladly take it every single month if you guys gave it to me. If you found $41 on the ground, if I found $10 on the ground, I would pick it up. I would pick it up. So, I got a little excited about that. Please don't tell me what you can't do, ladies and gentlemen. We can't argue for our limitations. We're arguing now. No, tell me what you can do. Now, here are the best places to research. NASDAQ dividend history. It needs to be your number one website for all dividends. You can see every dividend company, what they pay out, when they pay out, how much they pay out, everything. You can literally look at the entire dividend history of a company. Those of you who like REITs, REIT.com, and NAREIT is the number one REIT association in America. CNBC. Now, when you evaluate your stocks and your REITs, understand the business. Stop buying stuff you don't know what they do. How are you going to make sure they pay you? You don't know what they do. You don't even know how much money they have. You don't know how much debt they have. You got to look at their performance. You have to see how much of their money goes to me. Can they afford me, their debt, their bills? Okay, cool. I like them. They can take care of me. I'll let you take care of me. Look at recent articles. Look at company updates. No more just buying because you see something and it looks good. No, know your numbers. This is a business. You want the companies that can pay you for the rest of your life so you can go to sleep at night knowing the check is clearing. That matters. Now, number 5, learn how to invest in real estate with the stock market, REITs. Now, some of you may have come to my REIT. I have a full-fledged REIT class, a whole REIT accelerator, but I want to touch on this because REITs pay passive income too. And in fact, REITs are on average the highest dividend paying investment. I'm going to tell you why. Now, here's how REITs work, right? You buy a REIT with your brokerage account. Now, the REIT, they build the property. They build it, they manage it, they find the tenants. They get the tenants, and the tenants pay rental income. The REIT pays their bills, so they get the rental income. They pay their bills. Now, a REIT is a real estate investment trust. Anytime you see the word trust, always think protection. A trust protects from something. REITs are protected from corporate taxes. So they don't pay corporate taxes like typical companies. In exchange for not paying corporate taxes, the government said you have to give out 90% of your profit to all your shareholders. So now imagine an investment where there's a law. There's a law, Shantae, that says they have to pay you. They have to give you dividends. It's the law. And at that, 90% of your profit has to get paid out. So when that REIT pays out the dividend, it goes to your brokerage account. Your brokerage account deposits it in your account, and it's cash. Or you can reinvest it in something called DRIP. Comment DRIP, DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Program. It will reinvest your dividends for you. Yes, Trey, 90%. REITs were created in the 1960s. It's the law. You can look it up. I promise you, I don't own the REIT. I just invest in them. But REITs by law have to pay you. But remember, you're not buying it to flip it. You buy it, hold it, collect income. That's it. Because if you don't own the REIT or the stock, you're not entitled to the income. The income only goes to shareholders. So every share you own, you're going to get income. Now, REITs own $2.5 trillion of assets. Over 170 million people own REITs. And over 500,000 properties across the country are owned by REITs. 1 out of every 3 properties are owned by REITs. Are there minimums with REITs? No, the minimum, I'm not sure when you came to the class, Trey, the minimum you need to be sitting in this class is at least $10, $20. I own a REIT that is $8 right now, ladies and gentlemen. But even if you use Fidelity or Charles Schwab, you can buy a fractional share. So no, there is no minimum. Great question, because real estate funds have minimums. But REITs, they're traded like a stock on the stock market. Now, take a picture of this slide. These are the different types of REITs that exist. There's a different types of REITs that exist. You have office buildings. You have industrial buildings, warehouses. Write this down. STAG, S-T-A-G, and Prologis, P-R-O-L-O-G-I-S. They are Amazon's landlords. Do you know that Amazon does not own all their warehouses? Some of their warehouses are owned by REITs. Amazon pays rent to a REIT. So if you own STAG or Prologis, STAG pays every month, Prologis pays every 90 days. You are technically Amazon's landlord. Malls, shopping centers. You know that Simon Property Group is the largest mall operator in America. How many of you have been to a Simon Mall? If you live in Atlanta, Phipps and Lenox Mall. If you live in Philly, King of Prussia Mall. If you live in Houston, the Galleria. There's a ton of Simon properties, malls. You know that hotels can be owned by REITs, apartment buildings, hospitals, senior homes. Do you know that most storage units, a lot of those chain storage units you see, they are owned by REITs. Data centers, do you know billboards? Do you know Six Flags pays rent to REITs? Do you know casinos pay rent to REITs? For example, Vici owns a lot of Vegas hotels. EPR, a lot of Topgolfs. A lot of the Topgolfs are owned by EPR, and EPR owns a lot of real estate that Six Flags pays rent to. Prologis, Amazon, Realty Income. Realty Income is one of the biggest and best REITs that exist. They pay dividends every single month, and they've been doing it for 25 plus years. Now, to learn more about REITs, website, you can see every single REIT that exists. Now, these are a couple of students that have taken our programs. The woman in the middle says, I was just minding my wealth building, minding my wealth building, reinvesting business in my Fidelity account this morning, and I saw the fruits of my labor from the Read Accelerate. That's a program we had this month. I got $38.50 in passive income. Drip, remember, dividend reinvestment program. She reinvested her money. Next month, I'm expecting an increase. Jesus, take the wheel. She's excited about getting a dividend of $38. And let me tell you why she's excited. One, she turned Drip on, so she's reinvesting. So that $38, she's not taking the cash. She's buying more shares. But she's excited because she knows next month, that number is going to be bigger. She knows that she'll never get less than $38 in dividends because she's going to get paid more and more and more, and she's reinvesting it. You see the woman at the top, I opened my brokerage account with TD. I purchased my REIT, more to come. People are excited about just getting started. Not, oh my God, I made millions of dollars. They're excited because they now are getting paid and they don't have to work for it. Now, if you guys were to buy a property or a business today, how much do you need to get started? Comment in the chat right now. If you were to buy a property right now or start a business, how much money do you need to get started? Let me know. How much? Let me tell you how much it cost me to start Amplify. I used a lot of credit card debt and I sold a lot of my stocks to get to this point in life. How much do you need to get started? Okay, I'm seeing 30,000, 10,000, 20,000. Let me ask you, Katrina and Audrey and Eric and Geneva, what is your passive income goal? Right now, right? Everybody write in the chat. How much do you want? Right now, if I had this coming in every month, I would be good. What is your monthly number? Type it in the chat. How much do you want coming in every month? How much? Just be honest. Big or small, I don't care what it is. Every month, what do you want coming in every month? I'm seeing 2,000, 10,000 every month. 6,000. If I had this coming in, I'd be okay. 10,000, 25,000. Talia said maybe 5,000. Okay. 6,000. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you have at least $50 a month coming in for the rest of your life where you never have to work? Right now, if you stopped working, do you have at least $50 a month coming in? Do you have at least $250 a month coming in? Do you have at least $500 a month coming in? Right now, you don't do any more work. You stop officially. Do you have at least $50 a month coming in for the rest of your life? Do you have at least $250 every month for the rest of your life? Do you have at least $500 every month for the rest of your life and you don't have to do anything? Do we have at least $1,000 every month for the rest of our life and we don't have to do anything? At least. I'm seeing some yeses. I see some no's. Okay. What I want you to understand is if you don't have $50, you don't need to be worrying about $5,000. If you don't have $1,000 right now, you don't need to be worrying about $20,000. Because in order to get to $5,000 a month, Talia, you have to have your first $50 a month. You have to start somewhere. You have to start. Comment in the chat right now, those of you who have been working or those of you that run a business, how long have you been doing it? Those of you right now who are currently employed, think about when you got your first job. How long have you been employed? Comment in the chat where I want to see. How long have you been employed? How long? Comment in the chat right now. How many years have you been working? And I run a business, and I've been working since I was 14 years old. I'm 35. We're pushing 20 years right now. 20 years. Will says 20 years next month. Cynthia says 40 years, 32 years. If you are willing to work for 28 years, LaShondra, Esther, 40 years, and there's nothing wrong with that, you better be willing to invest for just as long. Some of you just want to get rich tomorrow, but you've been working for 40 years. What if you invested for 40 years? What if you just invested for 2 years? Imagine if you invested for 2 years with the intention of building a dividend portfolio. We're okay with working all of these years, meaning we have to physically work to make money, and it's not passive, it's working income. What if you change your perspective and took some of the money you made that you worked for and told some billion-dollar business, you go work for me. You pay me. What if you got your first $500 a month? What if you got to your next $1,000 a month? So much that you got to 10,000 because you were not trying to rush. You took the time to build. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and this is my first hint, there is no billionaire that got to $1 billion as a day trader. There's no billionaire that I saw that was a day trader that made all his money in day trading. Nope. He didn't. Or she. So if we're going to play this 1% game, you have to start thinking like a 1%. And you know how long it took Amazon to become the Amazon it is today? How many of you, Kevin, are you willing to wait that long? Are you worth another 20 years of investing in yourself to change your mind, to change your family's legacy, to do what you want, when you want, with the money you want, and the life that you want? We want everything so fast because we've been without for so long. Listen, the reason there's a 99% is because they won't do what the 1% is doing. And let me tell you one thing, the 1% is investing. They're investing. They're not complaining about what they don't have. They're figuring out how to get it. It's a different mentality. It's a different mentality. And again, Anya, I understand, but if all that money wasn't poured into Social Security, you're blaming the system again. Now we're blaming Social Security. Social Security does not take all your money. I bet you all of you have given your time and money to Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Instagram, Facebook. You give all your time, but we're still blaming the system, which is why I made this our last slide. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know about you, but for the 35 years I've been living, ladies and gentlemen, there has been no president that has given me passive income. There has been no president that has put me through college. There has been no president that has helped me build my company, Amplify. There was no president that I could call on when I got kicked out my apartment. So yes, we can care about what president is in office. He, she, black, white, purple, pink, I don't care. But when was the last time a president built your family's financial legacy? When was the last time the system worked in your favor? Because of someone in office. I'm going to tell you another thing, because most people don't know this. This country is not ran by the president. It's ran by the Federal Reserve, who dictates everything in your life. So we can sit here and blame the system. We can blame the country. We can blame our families. Or you can look in the mirror and say, your financial issues, your financial mentality, your bank account is a reflection of you. You have to own who's in the mirror, because there is no president, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to get you out of debt. There is no president, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to make you wealthy. So yes, you have a job, work, but invest too. Yes, you have debt, pay down debt and invest too, because how we've been taught to do it has not been going well for us to give us the life that we want. So you're right. Barbara, it is your responsibility. Yours. So get your first $50. No more complaining. You're so busy worrying about what's wrong with America. Let's talk about how we can get money in America. The laws are put in place and benefit investors and business owners. Be one and or the other or both. I don't care. But you have to do something more. So remember, you don't need a lot of money to build passive income. You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need to be a financial expert to invest in the stock market. You don't need a credit score. You don't need a tenant to build passive income. Check-in time. Was this helpful? Type in yes in the chat. Did we learn something? Did we learn? As you can see, I got a little emotional. I'm not for the blaming. And no, we work. We have jobs. That's fine. We take care of our families. That's what's called being an adult. If you want to have more, you got. You're going to become something different, but we're just going to work and thinking that's just going to be enough. No, that's not enough. So, recap. Open your brokerage account. 1, 2. Before you start investing, learn how the stock market works. Then you want to invest in profitable companies that you know. No more buying companies you never heard of. Then you want to invest in the dividend companies that can consistently pay you high dividends. And then learn how you can utilize real estate to build passive income. Most REITs are less than $200, ladies and gentlemen. Take advantage of that. And again, these are just options for you. I'm here to teach you how to fish. I'm here to show you that it is possible. I'm here to show you that I don't care what president gets elected because I'm going to be a billionaire regardless. And the question is, are you going to be financially free regardless of who's in office? Now, there were some more questions and we're about to be done. I told you that again. If you want to, I can talk about how I can help you. I have a program, one in particular, that can help you build a clear roadmap and strategy for identifying the right investments. Help you work with financial experts. I'll be there by your side, who've actually helped thousands of people build wealth, and they make those investments too. But also people who have been where you are and have experience in personally investing. Now, those of you who want to learn more, because again, yes, I have an entire app that we could talk about. Before I even get into that, did I deliver on what I told you I would deliver on? Comment you delivered. Did I give you, if those of you who stayed until the end, did I break down what I told you I would break down? Did we cover how? Did we cover what dividend stocks are? Are we clear? I want to make sure. All right, I'm seeing yes, I did. Now, those of you who want to continue, hey, I want to learn more about dividend stocks, right? I want to learn more. I want to talk more about this. I want to make sure is it all right if we talk through the program, because we just opened our cohort and graduation for this program is next month. Is it all right if I talk about the resources that I have that can help you further? Is it all right? Comment, it's all right in the chat. Is it all right? Because I want to make sure, if you guys don't want any more, we're good to go. You guys told me you got what you came for. Okay, I want to make sure. Latanya says I need more. Okay. All right, now here's the catch. I'm not going through this topic for 2 years. Brett, Barbara, Latanya, Danisha, Charlotte, Carla, Gary, we have 45 days. Okay? Everybody type in 45 days. Because I'm not here, because the more the economy gets better, especially as we get to this election, you have to be ready. So I'm not here. I don't have a year-long program for it. No. This ain't it. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. I want to dig deeper into the information about dividend stocks. We're going to talk about dividend stocks, mutual funds, REITs, and ETFs. I'm going to go deeper into those topics. Give you the help to be able to jumpstart your real estate investments from start to finish, your dividend portfolio. Also, I'm going to give you the solid research strategy. We talked about research a little bit, but I spent about 2 weeks on research. And then we're going to talk about how you can get the right resources that will help you build your strategy, Lorena, your strategy, Gary, your strategy, Judy, to hit your passive income goal. Now, it is our passive income bootcamp. Those of you who heard about our REIT Accelerator, this is half the price, okay? This is half the price. But let me walk you through how this program works, okay? Now, this is Trevor. Trevor, he was in the same class. He probably took another dividend class, but the same class. He said he's grateful for the opportunity to participate in the passive income bootcamp. Not only did my mindset drastically change or improve, but I also received my very first dividend payment and opened my Roth IRA, thanks to the superb education from Rob and Ashley. Rob is our lead financial educators. Being a part of the Wealth Builders community has been an incredible experience, and I truly believe that everyone has the potential to succeed in building passive income streams. I'm thankful for the knowledge, support I have received, and I hope others will be able to benefit from the amazing program. I put Trevor on the screen because he's excited. He got his first dividend. His first. And I think that's important. I'm not here to brag about all this money all these people made. I'm here to push you in the direction you need to go to live the life you want on your terms. All right? Now, here's how the program works. First, there is the course, right? Everything is housed inside of our Wealth Builders community app as an annual member on the platform. First, we're going to talk about your strategy, evaluate your financial goals. Then we're going to talk about dividend investing, how it works. I'm going to go a little deeper. We'll talk about the different types of dividend investments and how taxes are involved with your investments. 2 weeks, week 4 and 5, we're going to talk about research, because I'm a big fan. You will not come out of this program buying anything and you can't articulate why. By week 6, you will become an investor. You'll become an investor. By the end of this program, you will have access to the strategy you need, and you will be generating passive income as a graduate of this program. Now, those of you who are brand new that have not opened any account, don't worry. If you are brand new, you will have access to our brokerage account resources that will walk you through how to use your account, how to open your account, and the accounts that you need, okay? Now, in addition to the classes, when you're in the program, you get immediate access. They are in there. They are pre-recorded and live sessions. You can follow our 6-week timeline, or you can do it in shorter time, right? So if you are a beginner, you can take advantage of the program. If you already know some things about investing, but you're not clear on dividend stocks, dividend strategy, understanding the dividends and how all of that works, you can take advantage of this program. Now, while you're inside this platform, you have access to over 2,000 people. And in the next 60 days, we'll have over 5,000 people inside of this platform. So you have access to a network of people of all ages. We just gave an award to somebody who was 74 years old, building dividends, building their portfolio with dividend investments. So I don't care how old you are. If a 74-year-old can start investing in the stock market and collect passive income, you can as well too. So some of you need to be in a different environment. Some of you need to be around people who push you, who drive you. You need to be around like-minded people. And the entire platform is filled with that. Now, literally in less than 2 years, our members invested over $6.1 million. We're talking about beginner and brand new investors that were just like you, Karen, just like you, Yvette, just like you, Cynthia, Sonia, Ben, LaShonda, just like you. And we've had over 5,000 people take this program. Now, in addition, there's also live trainings. There's about 3 of them coming up to get your questions answered. So there are research trainings, there are group trainings, there are sessions where you can get your questions answered. So if you are advanced but you still aren't crystal clear on dividends, you can take this program. If you need additional support, hey, Ashley, how can I get my questions answered? We have a help desk. We have an inbox. And we have office hours, Q&A sessions. You can also post on the timeline as well too. But the live sessions help supplement the pre-recorded sessions that you get immediately. So you'll have the resources, get your account set up. We will show you how to manage your dividends, how to project your dividends, how to research the investments. You will have accountability. I'm doing a session where I'm going to do a deep dive in my top investments. So you'll have access to all of those. Now, next month, because again, this is not something we're taking forever to do. There is a graduation. We have an online graduation where we celebrate all our graduates. We send you a gift. We give you a certificate. We have a stock party. We will celebrate your success. All right. So I don't know. When was the last time somebody celebrated you, let alone celebrated you were breaking generational curses? We are very big on recognizing the success that you guys have achieved. So all of you, when you finish, are invited to the Passive Income School graduation. Now, listen, if you're here, it's not an accident. You're determined to build wealth. You know you deserve more. You're ready to take the next step. But now you believe it's a good time to start using dividend investments to create additional cash flow, right? And now you can have someone that can hold your hand and walk you step by step. So here's what you get. You have the course, right? You can move at your own pace or follow our timeline. Those of you who have spouses, you can take this with your partner. Sometimes our members bring their kids and they're watching the classes with them. Sometimes they're watching it with their partners. You guys can do this with your family. You also have access to the investor network. And you also have access to the trainings, the live trainings and the research trainings, the Q&A sessions, the office hours, just if you want more resources. Okay? Now let's talk money. And if I'm going to be honest, Idris said, well, how much is the boot camp? Let's talk numbers. I'm going to tell you right now. We are in conversations with one of the largest banks in the world who are willing to pay us thousands of dollars for this program. This program. We've been doing this for 4 years. So this isn't something we just created. This is something that's been in existence for a while. We have brought this program to cities, to mayors. So we're talking about how much a company's willing to pay. This program is worth over $13,000. Now, I understand that a whole city could pay us $13,000. A big old corporation can pay us $13,000. But let me ask you a question. How much do you think it is worth to get access to a program that will give you, that guarantees when you graduate, you will have passive income, shows you how to build a strategy to pass down money for you and your family, to put you in a position to retire, to teach you what the school system can't? How much do you think something like that is worth? Think about it. Also, I didn't get to tell you this, but you also have access to over 300 plus hours of more education. How much? Because let me tell you right now, I paid $70,000 to go to Howard University, baby. And not once did I learn how to buy a stock. Not once. Jessica said $39.99. Jessica, let me tell you one thing. I charged $15,000 to walk out this house to teach. $39.99. Nah, this class is worth over $40. I feel embarrassed by how much this program is. Somebody said 30,000 is worth millions. You know what? It's worth millions, but I'd rather you make millions. I'd rather you make $13,000. So to gain access to our entire app, which I'm about to show you what else you get. But the first step, Karen, is to get in the Passive Income Bootcamp and to graduate. It's only $500 for the entire year, which is actually less than $2 a day. But let me tell you, because this is just one program. You have access for the entire year. This program is 45 days, if I'm being honest. You got a whole 10 and a half months left. A whole 10 and a half months. Now, those of you who this might not be for everybody. Those of you who want to learn and gain access to more information, let me tell you what else you get. One, we're going to give you a guide, the top apps to use as a beginner investor. You're going to get a dividend research checklist where instead of trying to figure out what to buy and how to buy it, you now have access to a research checklist. So you can go through this every time you hear about a new stock or we talk about something different. Now, this right here alone is worth over $10,000. We have a dividend calculator. Yes, Miss Young, you have access for over a year, but hold on, I'm not finished. Hold on. Follow me here. I want to be clear. You have access to a dividend calculator where you're able to project and manage your passive income. You're going to have investments coming and money coming from multiple places. You are going to be able to track your dividend investments. We give you access to a actual tracker we built. And there's also other resources that we have because you're not going to be able to, you don't have to know math to collect dividends. You just use a tracker. So you will have access to that. Now, those of you who are in right now, you are watching this right now within the next 24 hours, you have access to the top 25 dividend stocks that you can invest in. These are ETFs and dividend paying stocks. Now, how many of you want to invest, but you don't want to start with a lot of money? Comment me in the chat if you want to invest, but you don't want to start with a lot of money. Comment me in the chat if you don't want to start with a lot. Actually, I want to invest, but I don't want to start with a whole lot of money, right? Yes, I will teach you how to use a calculator. There's a whole breakdown of it. Of course, we're going to teach you. Now, I'm seeing me. There's also a guide you'll get, the top 25 stocks that are under $100. So these are some companies you can start to consider and research that are less than $100. Now, I want to introduce you to Angela. Angela said, I've been learning so much by taking and completing the Passive Income Bootcamp. I feel much more confident now when it comes to purchasing stocks. I learned how to set goals. I learned how setting goals is important and working towards those goals and meeting small milestones along the way to make progress. I am more knowledgeable about researching companies, understanding PE ratio, dividend yield, dollar cost averaging, and more. Also, being able to track my stocks on a dividend calculator spreadsheet is so helpful. Again, you don't need to know math to collect passive income, okay? Now, let me recap of what you're getting because I got one more big thing I need to tell you guys. All of you that get in, you have access to the 6-week Passive Income Bootcamp, right? 6 weeks, but you have access for the entire year. When you come in, that is not all you're going to do. That's the first thing you're going to do, right? You'll get access to the dividend research checklist, the top 25 dividend stocks to consider, the top 25 stocks under $100, the dividend calculator, and the top apps to use as an investor. Now, this is the link, amplify.link/passive. Get in right now. The moment you are in, you will have access to everything. Now, once you finish the Passive Income Bootcamp, Cami, Robin, Cynthia, Robert, Joyce, when you're finished, we are giving you an WB Investor pathway. You have now access to over 10 boot camps. So you can go into Stocks 101, Stocks 102 for my advanced investing. There's a retirement planning boot camp right now. If you guys want to get in that, get in now. The retirement planning boot camp. We're bringing in financial advisors. We're helping you understand your retirement accounts, build your strategy. We got Merrill Lynch coming in to help you guys. We've got key people coming in to support you. Next month, the options trading boot camp is opening. We have the parent investing boot camp. You have access. Now, again, all boot camps, you don't have to pay for this. Once you are in for the entire year, you're good. We are locked in together for a year. You don't have to pay for any more boot camps at all. So once you're finished, we recommend taking one boot camp at a time. Some people take 2, some people take 3, depending on your capacity. You need at least 2 hours a week to complete this boot camp. So next month, options trading is opening up and the parent investing. The next month, we're having the ETF and mutual funds boot camp. There's a taxes boot camp that we have coming out, the debt pay down boot camp, the life insurance boot camp. I'm missing. There are 10 boot camps you will have access to. Now, you don't have to take all of them and don't try to, but you do have access. Once you are locked in with us, you have access to that. So let me do a recap. You have 1 year. First step is Passive Income Bootcamp. When you are inside the course, you will see all your bonus guides. I'll walk you through the app in a second so you guys can actually see the platform. The top 25 stocks under $100, the top 25 dividend stocks. You have the dividend calculator. You have the research checklist, right? Now, when you're finished, you have Stocks 101, Stocks 102. Those of you who want to retire, comment retire. There's a retirement boot camp going on right now. If you want to get in, we will let you in if you want to. But you can take the Passive Income boot camp and just focus on that. And let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you this. If you don't take a certain boot camp now, every boot camp comes out twice a year. You are with us. The moment you join, you have access for 365 days after that. You do not have to pay for any boot camp. So go to amplify.link/passive. Once you are in, the annual, to be in our app for the year. Now, you can cancel after a year if you want to. We have people that have been in our app for 4 years. We've been doing this for 4 years. So it is up to you. But I wanted to bring up Anitra because Anitra said, Passive Income Bootcamp is a tremendous learning experience for me. The instructors were phenomenal. They're super patient, very enthusiastic, which makes it cool learning experience. The Wealth Builders community is a very supportive environment, and I learned a lot in the Passive Income Bootcamp, and I feel more confident in my investment journey. So I wanted to bring Anitra up because she's excited about the Wealth Builders community. She's excited about the people and they're supportive, right? So you want to be able to build relationships too. You don't just want to come in and learn financial education. Yes, that's important. But there are thousands of people from all over the world, parents. And also too, those of you who are over 50, we have a 50 and over room. Once you finish that Passive Income Bootcamp, once you finish a retirement bootcamp, you can get into the 50 and older room if you guys want to get into that. So yes, Jessica, $499 for the year. Correct. Once you're locked in for the year, you don't have to pay for any more boot camps. They are all inside of the app. They all open at different points and you'll have access to that. Now, this is a group of individuals. Now, these group of this is where we gave out 2 awards for individuals that were in their 70s. So these are some of our graduates. Some of them are taking a Passive Income boot camp. Some of them are in Stocks 102. A lot of them are in a retirement boot camp. But this is an event we just did a month ago here in Atlanta. So if you're ready to start building wealth, type ready. Now is the time to build. Now is the time to create that income. Now's the time to say, I'm ready to leave my job. Now's the time to say, I'm tired of paying Peter and Paul. It's time to pay me. It's time to make the investment in me. And if I'm being honest, this is an investment in you. This is an investment in you. We've done this program for over 5,000 people. We just had the last passive income bootcamp graduation. Some of you actually came to it because we invited you guys. But again, this is an investment in you. This is an investment in you. Amplify.link/passive. Now, those of you who get in, I'm talking about the next 24, 48 hours. I am hosting a live dividend stocks group session this week, but you have to get in. I will walk you through my top dividend investments. I'm going to specifically Elisa, specifically Josephine, specifically Cynthia, specifically Ashley, walk you through how to set up your passive income strategy. We do it in a boot camp, but I want to really, really get you guys locked in to build your strategy for it so we can start to hit our 2024 passive income goals. So those of you who get in now, I'm talking about the next 24, 48 hours. So you better make a decision. I don't know when I'm doing this session again. You will have, and those of you who get in, you will see this. You'll see when it is this week. It's inside the app this week, RSVP right now. And also this too. If you miss a live session, we upload the replay in your account. So don't worry about it. We upload the replay in your account. Ms. John said, I'm not clear on the classes. Well, the first thing is you get access to the passive income bootcamp. We all came to learn how to build a dividend portfolio. That's the first thing you get. And Ms. John, I'll show you in the app. After the boot camp is over, we have 10 other boot camps you don't have to pay for. So you may say, Ashley, I really, really want to learn more about stocks, the fast growing stocks, right? The fast growing stocks. There's a growth stocks boot camp. There's a legacy planning boot camp. There's a parent investing boot camp. For the year, it is only $500. Now, I can't promise you that the prices are going to go up because we're getting really good at what we do. Listen, once we start locking in these partnerships, our stock is going up already, ladies and gentlemen. But after your year, you can renew at the same rate. Once you're locked in, you're locked in. Once you're locked in, you are locked in. So get in now. You have access to the entire platform. Now, how long do you have access? For the entire year. Amplify.link/passive right now. What happens if you have questions? Email us or come to office hours. Office hours. Felicia, monthly members do not get access to boot camps. You don't get access to boot camps, no. If you stay past the year, how much is it continuing at? The same $500. You're locked in at your rate. You're locked in. Do I have to pay for more boot camps when I'm finished? No, you do not pay for any boot camps. I can tell you this, options trading is coming out next month. Parent investing is coming out next month. ETFs and mutual funds is coming out after that. Taxes boot camp is coming out after that. We have the legacy planning. We have the life insurance. We have the growth stocks. You have stocks 101 and 102. You can take stocks 101, but if you think it's if some of you are a little bit more advanced, take stocks 102. Take stocks 102. Now, how do we get help if we're stuck on info in the pre-recording? Send us an email. Send us an email or come to office hours. What are the hours for classes? Some classes are in the daytime, some are in the evening. Just in case you miss, you can always watch the replay. A lot of the sessions, immediately we get into the passive income bootcamp, a lot of them are pre-recorded and already set, but there are office hours. We have live sessions every week inside of our app. You're not going to be able to come to everything. Don't. You come to the programs that work best for you. Can I do this with my partner? Absolutely. Yes, you can do this with your partner. Yes, you can do this with your partner. There's a lot of people, and I can introduce you to some couples who are inside of the Wealth Builders community as an annual member. When does the boot camp start? The moment you are in. Are there payment plans? No. As of today, there are no payment plans. It is a one-time payment to be a part of our app for the year of only $500. Of only $500. Who's inside? Comment I'm in if you are in. Comment, those of you who are in, can you see all the boot camps? Is everything online? So yes, Ms. John, the app is online, but we're having an annual conference in 2 weeks. We're having an event in Miami. We're having another event in Atlanta. we're going to New York, and we're going to Texas. So we do have in-person events where members can, like Texas just had an event today. Members in Texas met up. So the education is online, but we do in-person experiences as well for our members. Yes, we do. In order to have access to the bootcamp, you have to renew it. So Cynthia, once you're a year, so okay, let me take a step back. Our app is like Netflix. When you have a subscription to Netflix, you have access to everything in Netflix. If you cancel your subscription, you don't have access to the platform anymore. So you guys are with us for an entire year. Amplify.link/passive. You're with us for an entire year. Once the year is up, you can renew or you can cancel. It's up to you. There are members that have been with us for 4 years. They're coming to our conference in Atlanta. But if you no longer have access to, if you don't no longer have your subscription or your access to the platform, then you can cancel. I mean, it's literally like when I say we're like the Netflix of finance, we're literally like the Netflix of finance, like literally. Now, can you buy next month? I cannot promise you the boot camp will be available. I cannot promise you the price will be the same. And I'm definitely not doing the bonus session, and you won't get access to the bonuses. So I can't promise you that. I can't promise you that. Right now, I want to talk to the individuals who want to build, who want to be able to retire, who want to pass down wealth to their family, who want to use their investments to travel. The individuals who said, hey, Ashley, I want to build passive income. I want to learn. You already know who I am. I teach this way all in the app. We got some educators in there. We bring in guest speakers. We had CEOs of Fortune 500 companies come and talk to our members. So you have to pay $500 every year. You correct. Yes, Joyce. We're talking about less than $2 a day. Yes. Now, before I get to Marvin, let me do a recap. Now, those of you who are in, comment I'm in. Do you guys see the bonuses? I'm going to amplify.link. Let me take a second. I'm going to go take a second. I'm going to pull up the app so you guys can see. I'm going to pull up the app so you guys can see. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull up the app so that you're able to actually see everything that you get access to, okay? All right, here we go. Hold on. Let me share my screen with you guys. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. Present, share screen. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. I'm sharing. Can you guys see my screen? First thing you're going to do, right? So when you come into the platform, you're going to jump in the passive income school. You're going to see start here. Right here, you'll see the guide. Let's get to learning. You click this button right here. It'll unlock the passive income bootcamp. So just refresh your screen. You refresh. What it'll do, it'll open up the passive income bootcamp. You're going to see the course right here. Start here. Registration form. Meet your instructors, right? Now, here's the prep week. How to navigate Fidelity. How to navigate Charles Schwab. What's the best brokerage account for me? Top brokerage account for international investors, right? Now, here's week 1. Week 1, there's terms that you guys can know. How do you build your passive income strategy? Boom. Here's the first class. You click play. Right here, the class is going to play for you. It's a 40-minute class.
Welcome to
teaching class 1. You can pause, stop, rewind, come back to it. Then you have week 2. Same thing. Week 2, you can go to week 2's class. You can press all the classes are in there for you. Now, and keep going. Now bonuses. Bonuses are at the bottom. Everybody comment bottom right now. It's at the bottom of the course. Top 25 high dividend stocks. Here you go. Here's the guy right here. Top 25 stocks. How many of you want stocks for less than $100? You can at least right here. You'll go inside the app, click this. It'll download to your device. Everything is at your fingertips. Every guide. Here's the dividend calculator. You just download it. Everything is there for you. The top apps. Now, right here is where is our feed. So this is where we have everybody talking. So this is me. I made a post the other day. Talking about investing, we post tips, we talk about the news, we talk about everything, right? Now, here's Sherry. Hey, everyone, I just started week 1, just sharing my thoughts that came to mind. So Sherry just started week 1. She's talking about all types of stuff. Carla says, I love your post. Again, there's thousands of people inside of this platform talking to each other. Shireen bought some REITs. James bought Ford. You can see people making posts. Donna just said, hey, I'm a wealth builder at heart. One of my top priorities is to build passive income for myself and my family. I've experienced challenges with past financial goals, but I envision this program helping me accomplish my future goals. Again, you can see all the members. You can see the ones who are near you. You can see the newest members. You can see who's online now, right? So again, you can see everybody inside the platform. So again, there's people of all walks of life, of all ages, all shapes and sizes, really looking to build. Now, when you go to the event section, bonus session I'm having right here, you can click here. I just released it. You can RSVP right here on the platform. Add it to your calendar. I'm already going to that. Then we have first week of August. We have the live Q&A investment Q&A. So you guys can come to that. Amplify.link/passive. Get in now. Now, graduation is August 29th. You have some work to do. I want everybody there at graduation. Now, once this boot camp is over, you can go into the stock investing school. Here's Stocks 101. Here's the Growth Stocks boot camp. Here's Stocks 102, right? You can take these classes. They're at your fingertips. They are available to you. Now, what else do we have in here? Here's the retirement planning school. You can go to retirement boot camp. Legacy planning. We have the legacy planning boot camp. The parent investing boot camp is about to come out. There's a life insurance boot camp, right? The debt boot camp is coming out. And if you go right here, WB Hub, I can show you what's coming next. So I don't even have to think about it. These are all the things that are coming next. So we're having our New York event in September. We have the Navigating Taxes. Wealthbuilder Academy opens. We're going to Miami, the debt paydown boot camp, the life insurance boot camp, legacy planning boot camp. We're going to Texas in December. So you can see what's coming for the remainder of 2024. We released some things, but not everything. So you will have access to the entire platform for the year. So we're talking about 10 boot camps that you have access to. Now, this is only for the individuals who actually want to start investing. The individuals who actually want to build wealth now. So this isn't something that you like start, you stop. If I want to work with the people who are committed, right? Also, those of you who see people in the chat asking the same questions, I want you guys to answer the questions because some of you are asking the same questions over and over. I want you guys in the chat to start answering each other because some of you already know the answers to this. Cynthia says, I need this to become financially educated. I can guarantee, Cynthia, you meet me halfway, I will meet you halfway. Every class, every session, every boot camp. My goal for every member is one boot camp one boot camp a quarter. Do we accept credit cards? Yes, Kenneth. Go to amplify.link/passive. Shout out to Carissa Young. I think I'm saying your name right. I see she's in. Who's in? Who's getting? Comment, I'm working on it if you're figuring out. I want to do a recap. Comment, I'm in. Comment, I'm working on it. Because again, we're shutting this thing down. The training session that I'm doing is a live session. I don't always do these type of sessions, but it is happening this week. You have to make a decision. So this is Tara Shea. She's actually been in our app for a really long time. She might have been in our app before we even launched the new platform we're on now. She says, my experience in the passive income bootcamp caused a mental shift within myself. At first, I feared investing in the stock market. It was the idea of losing money I couldn't shake in my head. So I would sell all my stocks. However, I now think about my long-term vision when investing.